What's going on, everybody? AsukaYenOSRS here, and I am back with another new series that's going to span the next 3 months, with the series finale coming out on Christmas Eve. I know I've been gone for a little while, but I am finally all moved into my new apartment and ready to get back on the YouTube grind. So, what is this new series, you ask? Well, the first series I ever did for my YouTube channel I called the Mass Monster Hunting series. Since that series, I've honed in the details of videos like this and made a ton of improvements to the information, the production of the videos, and how I go about actually putting everything together. So for this series, I'm going to call it the Real GP series. What I'll be doing is pretty much the same as before, but instead of calculating the raw GP per hour of the NPC, I'll be calculating the actual profit per hour. Something else I'll be doing differently is killing each NPC for the same amount of time. Previously, I did some videos that were quantities and some for a certain amount of hours, but for this series, I'll be killing each NPC for exactly 25 hours to get the most accurate gauge on the GP per hour I can. Lastly, at the end of each video, when I showcase the loot, I'll be giving you all two different views on it. One GP per hour with the unique drops, or what is considered rare drops, and one without. The rare drops really depend on RNG and a little bit of luck, so I think including two different aspects of the GP per hour will really help shed more light on the potential loot that can be obtained. Each one of these NPCs has been requested by viewers. I didn't pick any of these NPCs myself. I thought it would be better to do what you guys wanted, since my channel wouldn't be where it is today without you guys. So, with all of that out of the way, if you haven't done so yet, head over to Twitter and Instagram and give me some follows. You can stay up to date with some cool achievements that are submitted to me, see when I post a new video, and maybe check out some funny RuneScape memes. If you're looking for a voice comm server, you are all more than welcome to use my TeamSpeak, which is open to the public. The server address can be found in the description below. And lastly, if you've got nothing better to do, come hang out in my clan chat and make some new friends. It has been absolutely packed lately, and we are always having a good time in there. So now let's get on with some content. In this first episode, I chose to go with Kurasks, which was requested by a ton of people. There's a ton of GP per hour estimate videos out there, but nothing I could find with the actual GP per hour. The Kurask drop table was reworked in the not so distant past, but as of now, pretty much every item on their drop table has stabilized in price. There are some fluctuations, but that is always to be expected. First, let's get into some background information. Kurasks can be found in the Relica Slayer cave all the way at the very end, as they are the strongest NPC in this cave. There are 3 viable ways to get to them. The first, and my preferred way, is the use of the fairy ring code AJR, which puts you right in front of the entrance. I use this because I have a fairy ring in my house, and it makes it incredibly fast to bank, reset my stats, and get back. I realize that not everyone can do this, so the second way is to use the Slayer ring or Eternal Slayer ring teleport. This method will also put you right outside the entrance. And last, you can relocate your house portal to Relica, take a somewhat long run directly east, and you'll find the cave awaiting your arrival right on the cliffside. Kurasks have a combat level of 106 and use a melee style attack. They have a hit points level of 103 and a max hit of 11. They do hit somewhat decently, but nothing to worry about. They have an attack level of 67, strength level of 105, and a defense level of 105. You will also need a Slayer level of 70 or higher to successfully fight them. Kurasks actually do require a special type of weapon, spell, and arrow or bolt to successfully inflict damage on them. For melee, you'll need to be using a leaf-bladed spear, sword, or battle axe. For magic, they can only be hit using the magic dart spell, and for ranged, you'll be needing to use broad arrows, broad-tipped bolts, or amethyst-tipped bolts, which are still broad bolts, only with an amethyst tip. Remember, you cannot deal any damage to a Kurask unless you use one of these weapons or attack styles. The Kurask's drop table is actually very good. They drop a lot of stackable items and a ton of rune longswords and rune axes. As for unique drops, the Kurasks actually have 3, and one drop that is unique only to Kurasks and Turoths, which both require the weapons and spells I mentioned earlier. First, Kurasks drop the leaf-bladed sword, which is considered a rare drop at a rate of 1 in 384. This item is also dropped by Turoths. Next, we have the white mystic robe top, which is also considered a rare drop at a rate of 1 in 512. The next 2 drops are considered very rare. The leaf-bladed battle axe has a drop rate of 1 in 1026 and is many people's weapons of choice here. It has a great strength bonus and it hits very well. And the last unique drop is the Kurask head. This is a very rare drop at a rate of 1 in 3000. The Kurask head is pretty much useless, and its only use in the game is mounting it in your player-owned house. Although, if you could make it into a Slayer helm, I feel like it would be cool as shit. Jagex mods, if you are watching, make it happen. If you'd like to see a complete list of the Kurask's drop table, check out the wiki link in the description below. So now on to the gear setup we go. So usually in my vids, I use the best gear I possibly can, and most of that includes best in slot items. I know everyone can't afford the gear I use, but it is absolutely okay to use variations of the gear that I'm showing you. So for my gear setup, I'm going with the Helm of Nitsnot, but you'll want to be using a Slayer helmet or Black Mask if you're on a Slayer task, Fire Cape, Amulet of Torture, Leaf-Bladed Battle Axe, Bandos Plate and Tassets, Dragon Defender, Barrow's Gloves, Primordial Boots, and a Berserker Ring Eye. This setup gives me a very nice defense bonus and strength bonus. I always try to use the best gear so I can figure out the absolute maximum GP per hour rates. If you need to use a cheaper setup, consider using Thorax Plate and Legs, maybe an Amulet of Fury or Glory, and some Dragon Boots. You know, whatever you can afford and whatever works for you. My inventory setup is very simple: one 4-dose superset, an herb sack, Ceridome Godsword, Draman Staff for the teleport there, Nature Runes and a Lava Battle Staff for high alks, and some house teleports to bank quickly. Now, oddly enough, even though the Ceridome Godsword won't inflict any damage on the Kurasks, the special attack will still heal and recharge your prayer for what the special attack would have hit if you were using it on an NPC that takes damage from it. This setup allows me to stay for about 75 minutes while potted. If you don't have the ability to use the Ceridome Godsword, just bring some sort of food. Monkfish or sharks will do. You will still most definitely turn a profit here. I usually bank when my supersets run all the way out or I'm full on loot. If you opt to take high alks, you can stay for a very long time with this setup. For the purpose of this video, I actually banked everything I got so I could showcase it at the end of this video, which, coincidentally, is where we're at right now. So, as I said earlier, I killed the Kurasks for exactly 25 hours paying full attention. After the full 25 hours, I ended up with 3,376 kills, which is quite a lot. I didn't think I'd get that many, to be honest. For supplies, I only used 20 4-dose supersets and 40 house teleports, which is absolutely great because that is basically nothing. I ended up with 103 rune longswords and 81 rune axes, also ended up with 890 papayas, 1,050 coconuts, 2,560 big bones, 1,819 limpwort roots, 1,704 whiteberries, 7,750 nature runes, and almost 2.2 mil in cash drops. The herb drops were pretty good, so I'm glad I have an herb sack, and also I got really lucky with the uniques: 9 leaf-bladed swords, 4 leaf-bladed battle axes, and 9 mystic tops. So for the first price check, let's see what we end up with without the uniques. 12,786,108 GP. So subtracting my supply cost of 75k, this leaves us with 12.7 mil, which averages out to 508k profit per hour. Now let's go ahead and throw the uniques in. This bumps my total value to 14,036,612 GP, and subtracting the supply cost averages me out to 558k profit per hour. After killing the Kurasks for 25 hours, I can confidently say this is very close to the maximum GP per hour you can earn here. Obviously no statistic will ever be perfect, but give or take a few thousand per hour, I'd say we're very close. So there you go, guys. Many of you requested this one on the season finale of my mass monster hunting video. I'm very happy to have gotten to do it for you guys, and also very happy that you all like my stuff enough to actually request things you want to see. But that is going to wrap episode 1 of the Real GP series up. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Every like counts and it really helps. I will be back next week with another requested NPC to figure out the GP per hour. So thanks guys for watching. Make sure you tap that subscribe button on your way out. Take it easy, everybody.